Yo, I'm Bob, into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Gonna be unboxing another action figure from Loyal Subject's BSTAXN line. And this is one of my favorite characters of all time. This is Krang with Bubblewalker. I suppose if you wanted to go old school Playmates, you could call it his life support system, because yeah, that's what they called it on the back of his on his card. Yeah, so he's in the usual Best Action box. I think this is going to be a three-part Krang review. Not that this is going to last three parts. I've got three different versions of this guy to open. Next time we're going to be taking a look at Krang and his android body. Just throwing that out there. He's also a Best Action figure. Then the third video is going to be Masters of the Universe Turtles of Grayskull Krang. Alright, so I'm not really sure how much of this you're able to see in his figure tray, because once you take the lid off the tray, everything will fall out of there, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, this was actually how I was first, in terms of tactile representation, introduced to Krang when I was like 6. Well, I didn't have this Krang, but I had the Playmates Krang and the Bubblewalker. And I'm going to be pausing the vid, as I usually do, breaking him out of his figure tray, and we'll be having a closer look at one of my favorite villains of all time. He was, by the way, still is, voiced by Pat Fraley, if you've seen the 2012 show. Okay, so there's more than one way that you can display Krang. So when you get him out of the package, he just looks like this. Just a bodiless, burbling brain. He's got the tentacles, very familiar tentacles here. There he is from the top. Turn him around. Check him out from the back. All right, so he comes with this little tripod, and he really doesn't stay on there too firmly. He just kind of sits on there. He's not going to fall off if you blow on him or anything. I can't really stick him on there, hold him on there while I'm, displaying Krang. That's not going to work. But I think this little thing was what he would sit on in the Technodrome during the first 5 episodes of the show. I'm guessing that's what this thing was. Or maybe not. Maybe that thing rolled. But we get this little tripod here. I'm reminded of the Technodrome playset from back in the day. He had a little life support throne that he could sit on. That thing didn't have legs. I mean, it was just actually really looked like a toilet in terms of a throne to me. You just popped Krang on his little throne and he sat there just fine. But I like the tripod. Like if you were displaying him on a shelf or something like that, he'd probably, sit there just fine. And here he is in his Bubblewalker, in his life support system. So he comes with some extra tentacles that you can attach to the front of your Bubblewalker. So you detach the tentacles that he comes with right out of the package, and then you stick him in there. See, there he is with no tentacles. Well, he's got them. They're just sticking off of his walker. So this one doesn't have any mechanized arms coming off the sides, like the Playmates version had. He also came with a little brain drain gun and some hoses that you could attach to the walker. I wonder if this is more like the Bubblewalkers in the cartoon. Maybe he didn't have the robotic arms in the cartoon, because this one here just has his tentacles sticking out of the sides of the walker, which is fine. I think it's still very much looks like Krang. There's the walker from the back. I'm thinking of the 5-inch version of his android body. That came with a Bubblewalker too. Well, I don't think it had a bubble. You just sat him in the chair, and actually that one had arms coming off the sides of it too. This is the first Bubblewalker I've taken a look at with no arms. It's not really a big deal. I mean, if he didn't have them in the cartoon, that's okay too. Maybe it was just a thing that they designed for the toy to have. But I love this design for Krang because it's, like I said, how I was first, in terms of tactile representation, introduced to Krang when I was a kid. I had him, he was the first bad guy I got when I was around 6. That was like way before my birthday. Found him at a Toys R Us, and you know, they didn't have the android body out yet, so I just had Krang in the Bubblewalker, and it was just such a cool figure. I remember my mom just really liking the design of the character, and you know, she's like, if we see this guy out in stores, I'm gonna pick him up for you because he just looks so cool. And she was right. I mean, he's a really cool character. I love the design of the life support system, the Bubblewalker. Even though this one doesn't have the mechanized arms, you know, coming off the sides, I still like this look for Krang. I actually like the tentacles coming out of the front of the walker there, so he can still manipulate things if he needs to. And I think that'll do for this version of Krang. I give him a 10 out of 10. I like that you can display him in the walker. If you want to, you can just have him out of the walker with the tentacles attached to him. You can sit him on the little tripod if you want. Kind of wish he had come with a weapon or two, but I mean, he doesn't really need them. He's a big brain, and he's probably dreaming up different weapons he can create. The Bubblewalker is such a cool design for him. I've always liked that. That little means of transportation for him. Yeah, that'll do for Krang in Bubblewalker. Next time we're going to be unboxing BSTAXN's Krang in his android body, and that thing's probably going to be amazing, I would imagine. So be here for that, and I'll hear you then.